Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's Dan here from Sports Cards UK, and in today's video we're going to do a tier list. So this is something I've never done before. It's going to kind of give me an idea of what cards I want to get graded and which ones I can maybe hold off and get graded another time. So the idea is, and the reason I'm wearing my England shirt today, is I want a certain amount of cards to get graded, hopefully to come back in time for the Euros. So the Euros are going to be at the end of this year, December, so I probably need to get these sent off as soon as possible. Graded Gem is now open, but I want to decide, rather than send them all off at once, because at the moment I've done 2 lots of grading and had no cards back at all. So I'm still waiting on cards to come back for me to sell. So at the moment, it's the prospect of looking at, I've got a lot of money that I've spent on grading and not a lot of money that I've accumulated from selling graded cards, as I haven't had any graded cards back yet. So I need to be a little bit careful. I want to have some cards back so that I can sell those and then I can invest some more or put some money aside. I think the idea with my investing strategy is to put money away. So I want to save money. I want to save to kind of, I don't know, save for future, save for my life anyway. Waffle. So I've got a certain amount of cards of all English players. I've created a tier list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those players into the tier list. And then at the end, we're going to decide the small amount of players that I've decided to grade. And then the ones that I'll hold off and grade maybe for the World Cup instead of the Euros. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with player number 1. So player number 1, I'm going to start with this guy. So I'm going to show you the cards and then I'm going to obviously show you the screen as well, so you can see what that looks like. So player number 1, I've got Jude Bellingham. So we have got a picture of Jude Bellingham here somewhere. Do you know what? I should probably put my glasses on for this actually. I think he's just above my mouse actually. There we go. Yeah, so we got Jude Bellingham. Now, just before I put him into a grade, I'll explain the different categories that I've got. So I've got 100% getting graded. So if 100% getting graded, they are definitely getting graded. I'm sending those off straight away. Then we've got should get graded. So it's just under the top tier. It's probably like a B tier. We've got nice to have. So if I've got maybe a few left that I can maybe squeeze in there, that's that. 10 only. Now what that means is I'm only going to send it off if it gets a PSA 10. The reason I have that as a category is there might be some cards for players such as Hudson-Odoi that maybe don't have as much hype around them that I probably couldn't get that much money back for a PSA 9. So I've only got PSA 10 only. So if it's a PSA 10 candidate, by the look of it, then it goes into that tier. And then not getting graded means, it doesn't mean it's never getting graded. It just means it's not getting graded for this time around. So Jude Bellingham is the one that we start off. Now I'll explain the cards that I've got as well so that you can see what they are. This was obviously packed in my Topps On Demand set video, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. This is the Rising Stars Jude Bellingham rookie card, numbered out of 99. Very, very nice looking card. It was one of the ones that I wanted to hit out of this set. And I do really want to get this graded. The green looks really nice. I'm not sure it really goes with the yellow. A lot of my family are Ipswich fans, so they'd probably say it's Norwich looking, but not too bad. I do really like that card. And then we have the Topps Living set. This is probably a 9 candidate. You can see the centering is a little bit off from left to right, and on the back as well. But the left border is slightly thicker than the right hand border. So one thing that PSA look for is they look for centering. So this wouldn't likely get a 10 on centering, but you'd probably be looking at maybe a 9. If PSA are very harsh on living set, they might give you a 8. So Jude Bellingham. Now for me, you could argue that this set, the Topps On Demand set, has got a lot of hype around it at the moment, and it may die off as soon as other cards come out that are cooler. I would say that's a good argument. I think with the Lightning and the look of the card and it being one of his first rookie cards, I'd probably argue against it and say that it's probably a safer card to have. And I'm not too worried about getting it straight away and it losing hype. It could dip a little bit. Sometimes that does happen while the Topps on-demand set is currently hot. It may not be hot as soon as other cards come out, better cards potentially. So for now, I'm going to put Jude Bellingham in not getting graded. Now, the reason I put him in not getting graded is he's very, very young. It looks like he probably will potentially go on the plane. You never know. How many games he starts in the Euros, I'm not too sure. The reason I'm going to go for not getting graded is is mainly because he's still very young. He's got a lot of potential. He's probably going to be in the England setup in future years, so that I probably don't have to get him graded as quickly as some of the other ones that I do. So that's card number one. We've gone for Jude Bellingham not getting graded. Now, the next player that we've got, I have just mentioned, and I know this is a double, but we're going to go with the first option here, which is Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, Hudson-Odoi is obviously, he came on recently against Fulham. He's not getting first team football, obviously, for Chelsea at the moment. I don't think he's probably going to get picked for the England setup. In my opinion, maybe he will. I don't know if he gets on the plane. So for that reason, I'm going to go for not getting graded. So I'm looking at players that people are going to be looking at during the Euros as heroes. And I don't know if Callum Hudson-Odoi is going to be that yet. He may be in future international competitions. But for me, Callum Hudson-Odoi is going to be not getting graded. So there he is. So we're going to go for not getting graded. So it's 2 in a row for not getting graded. So we are being quite sensible. Now, next up, we have the Leicester man, James Maddison. Now, James Maddison, again, I'm not too sure if he's going to get on the plane. Maybe you can argue against me, but we've got quite a lot of good centre midfielders. We've got Grealish is probably going to be in there. We've got Calvin Phillips, Southgate really likes. You've got Eric Dyer is probably going to be there for experience. He always gets picked. And you've got Henderson. You've got Mason Mount is going to be in there. Loads and loads of players. So I don't know. I don't know if Maddison is actually going to get picked. I could put him in 10 only. But I think just due to the fact of the risk factor, whether he's going to get picked or not, if he doesn't get picked, or if he doesn't play enough games, don't think that he's going to be a hero. And I don't think that James Maddison is going to be one of those players that people look to as being like, James Maddison was outstanding in the Euros. So for that reason, for me, I'm going to put James Maddison in not getting graded. So that's 3 in a row for not getting graded. Now, John Stones. John Stones is going to, he's back now. Obviously, he's playing for City. He started off quite well. I do actually rate John Stones. I think he's a good centre-back. I think he's one of our better centre-backs that we do have. I think he'll definitely get picked, in my opinion. So I don't think there's any doubt that he'll not be on the plane, in my opinion. We haven't got too many centre-backs as it is at the moment. I think that's probably where we're lacking in the England setup, is the defence. We've got loads of full-backs, but not too many centre-backs, not too many strong centre-backs. I know sometimes Southgate likes to kind of play 3 at the back. Sometimes he likes to play 5 at the back with the 3 centre-backs. Sometimes we play 4 at the back. But I think for me, John Stones is probably going to be 10 only. Now, the reason I put him in 10 only is because John Stones could be a bit of a hero for England if he's ridiculously defensive, if he holds it down in the defence, we keep clean sheets, that sort of thing. I think he's going to be a bit of a hero. Defenders are never really that good to invest in, so I don't know if anyone's really going to go for a PSA 9 Prism card of John Stones. This is one I've packed, not one I've bought, so it's not even one that I've purchased myself. It's one that I've packed from a blaster box. So for me, it's going to be a 10 only. If I get this in a PSA 10, if he becomes a hero during the Euros, maybe someone might buy it. I've got to look that I didn't actually spend any money on this card in terms of an investment. I just got it through a pack. I count packs as not really investments. I count packs as kind of like expenditure, as fun. So in the theory of investing, I didn't really spend anything on this. I kind of have a separate pot for kind of packs, as I don't really count packs as investing. I'd never recommend opening packs up for investing. So in my head, I've not really spent any money on this. I'm going to think about spending probably £10 to get this graded, maybe £12. Can I flip it for more than £12? I think the answer is going to be yes, if it's a 10. So for John Stones, I think he's going to go into the 10 only category. Now, next up, interesting one, we've got Declan Rice. We have got him on there. I was just wondering if I was slightly worried that we didn't actually have him on the tier list. We do have him on the tier list. Now, this is a Pitch Kings, sorry, not Court Kings. That's the basketball version. This is a Pitch Kings card, rookie card from the Panini Chronicles set. I believe the Pitch Kings were only available in the hobby boxes. I don't think they're available in the Chronicles. Pretty sure they weren't available in the kind of the Chronicles cellos, just the hobby boxes. Declan Rice, I think for me, is going to go into a nice to have. Now, I think he's likely to get picked. I rate him. I think he's really good. I don't think we're going to see a move away in January, in my opinion. I know a few clubs are interested in him. I know Chelsea, I think, are interested in him, and a few other teams. I think he will make a move away from West Ham eventually, but I think he will go on the plane. I think he will perform well at the Euros. I think he'll get picked for a lot of the games. So I think for me, it's going to be a nice to have. Whether it's 100% getting graded, I don't think so. Whether it should get graded, maybe we can change that later on, depending on how we go with the rest of the players. Now, next up, we've got an interesting one. We've got Tammy Abraham. I've got a couple of cards for him here. I've got the Topps Living Set card. Obviously doesn't have a rookie card logo on it. Probably would be, as it's from the 1920 season. But at the time, Topps weren't doing rookie card logos on the Living Set. That they only came in after the, I think it was Bellingham was the first one. So Tammy Abraham, you've got the Chronicles rookie ticket over here, this side. This is a good one to collect. I think I paid about £20 for this in the summertime. I think Tammy Abraham is probably a good option off the bench. Maybe not as a starter. Is he going to be an England hero? Potentially. I'm going to put him, for now, in nice to have. I think the actual print run of the Living Set was quite low, and I think the rookie ticket is probably a pretty good card to go for in terms of rookie cards that you can invest in. So for that reason, I'm not going to go 10 only. I'm actually going to go nice to have. I can quite easily put him in not getting graded for the same reason that I put Jude Bellingham in not getting graded, and that he's still young and he's got a future ahead of him in international tournaments, and that he's not going to start. He's never going to start over Kane. But I think he's probably going to get, I don't know, maybe more game time than Jude Bellingham will be, because Jude Bellingham is in a tougher position in centre mid than Tammy might be up front. I know we've got Rashford might play up front, we've got Kane might play up front as well. But I am going to leave him there, nice to have, and we can always change it at the end. So next up, Reece James. Now I think Reece James, I believe he's injured at the moment. I know he didn't play against Fulham. This guy, I think, is one of the, maybe not underrated, maybe not underappreciated, because I do think he is slightly underrated and slightly underappreciated, maybe. But a lot of you might say he's not. I really do. I really rate James. I really do rate Reece James. I think he's great. I think he's going to be a vital in the England setup for futures to come. Will I get a 10 from this Living Set card? This is the only one I own of his, and he is a defender. I don't know. It probably looks like a 9 candidate. You can see the centering's ever so slightly off from left to right. I'm going to go for Reece James. I'm going to go for nice to have for now, and then we can revisit it in a second. So Reece James is going into nice to have. Next up, Jadon Sancho. Now, I actually have this is kind of a bit of a cheat. I actually already do have 3 Jadon Sancho cards currently out for grading that have been sent off. I've got an Optic and 2 Donruss. So he is already getting graded. 100% he's already getting graded. But this card, this is the Tops Now. Jadon Sancho, and then it says Borussia Dortmund, and it says rookie gets his first Bundesliga hat-trick. Now, it's not a rookie card, and it doesn't have the RC logo on it, but it does have rookie on it. So whether you count that as a rookie card or not, I don't know. It's saying that he's a rookie. It's one of the earlier Tops Now releases of a Jadon Sancho card. Is the Tops Now a really, really good set to go and get graded? I'm not sure. Without the rookie card logo, I don't know if it's not their first ever Tops Now. I'm not quite sure if this is. I'd have to investigate that. I can't remember. Is it worth getting graded? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say not getting graded. I'm going to say not getting graded purely because I've already got better cards out for grading. The Optic and the Donruss are easily, in my opinion, the best cards that you can go for Jadon Sancho. So for me, that particular card is not getting graded. Partly, yeah, as I said, partly because I've already got ones out for grading that are better. I'm not sure the Tops Now is quite ready for going to get graded in a rush. Now, next up, we have Jordan Henderson. So this is a silver prism card from the Russia 2018 set. I think I picked this up for about £5, £4 to £5. Picked this up really, really cheap. The silver cards are great looking cards. Would definitely advise going for silver if you can for the prism. Always going to be worth it. Do check eBay sold listings to make sure that you're getting the right price for them. As prices can fluctuate for the silvers, and a lot of people do increase the price for the silvers astronomically. So just be careful with listings, check sold listings, and then work out what sort of price on average is the price that people are paying. Now for me, I'm going to go should get graded. Now the reason I'm going to go for should get graded, and this is the first card to go in the should get graded, and you're probably thinking Jordan Henderson, he's not a rookie, why are you doing that? Although he's not captain of England, he probably will be when if Kane comes off. He's likely to get the armband. I think he is actually wearing the captain's armband in this particular picture here. Kane is still the current captain of the England setup. So Jordan Henderson, although he captains Liverpool, isn't the captain of England. However, I think he's one of our most experienced, vital players. I really do rate Jordan Henderson. He commands the team from the defence to the attacking midfielders and the strikers. And how many... He's not as young as the other guys. So if I'm going to get him graded, he's likely to be one of the England heroes, in my opinion. So I think this is one of these cards that I should get graded as soon as possible. How many people are grading Jordan Henderson at the moment? I don't know. I think it's going to be a really, really good card to have for the Euros. So for that reason, I'm going to go for should get graded. I might even increase that to 100% getting graded. So that's Jordan Henderson. Now next up, for the same reason, Eric Dyer. Now I think this Eric Dyer is maybe potentially a 10 candidate. The centering on this is really good, and again it's one of the ones that I've packed. The centering on the back and the front is really good. And for me, Eric Dyer is going to have to go into should get graded. Now you're probably looking at this tier list thinking, how have you got Jadon Sancho, Jude Bellingham in not getting graded, and then you've just put Henderson and Dyer and should get graded? This is the thing with investing. It's not about sending off all of your best cards for grading. It's sending out the ones for grading that you want to sell as quickly as possible. If I miss the boat on Eric Dyer and he retires from international football, and then maybe retires from, I know he's probably a long way from retiring from club football, but when is going to be a good time to sell an Eric Dyer Prism card? It's got to be an international competition, and he's always getting picked for the internationals. So for that reason, and that he's not as young as some of the other players, Eric Dyer is going into should get graded. Now, interesting one next. We've got a couple of Wayne Rooney rookie stickers from 2003 of these. 2003. Centering is absolutely terrible on this one here. This one's slightly better. And then we've got a couple of select cards. So we've got the select 2015, and then we've got the Terrace card from 2016, maybe? I think 16, 17. So this is the first set of select. Now, obviously, Rooney is retired from international football now. He's not going to get on the plane. Is he going to be talked about during the Euros? Potentially. Are we going to see pundits talk about him? Are we going to see replays of him? Are we going to see lead up compilations to the World Cup of England? Are we going to get hyped for England players that aren't actually in the setup? Potentially. So, for that reason, I'm going to go in nice to have. Although he's not getting picked, he will get talked about as one of the most prolific England goal scorers, one of the best players we've ever had. I won't take anyone saying that he's not one of the best players that we've ever had. 100% he is. So for that reason, I'm going to go for nice to have. I think there's going to be a lot of build-up. There's going to be a lot of compilations. And I think Rooney will be involved in those. So for that reason, I'm going to go to nice to have. I'm not going to put it any higher because he's not in the current England setup. So for that reason, it's going to be nice to have. Trent. Now, Trent I only have one card for. This is the Topps Chrome Premier League set. It's not his rookie. It's the second year for the Topps Chrome, I believe. The rookie is a really good one to get. And if you've got the silver version, even better. I haven't invested into too much in Trent. He is a defender, but he is a right back. The fullbacks tend to do better than the centre backs, generally. I think he's going to be really important for the England setup. He should start. He is fit, so I'm going to go 100% getting graded for Trent. Don't think this card is going to do particularly well raw. I think it will, but not really well. If this comes back in a PSA 10, I think this would be a card to have for the Euros. So for Trent, for me, is 100% getting graded. Now, Rashford. Quite a few cards for Rashford. And I'll explain the kind of the differences and the ones that we've got. Right, so we have, in my opinion, the best ones to own. We've got the Select 2015. This is the first Select. In my opinion, he's one of his rookie cards. I know you've got the Top Stadium Club that has the RC logo on it. Don't necessarily like horizontal cards myself. I know they're slightly cheaper and you can pick them up for £20. I know Sports Cards Tom is big on them. I know the Football Stop is big on them. Completely understand that. Probably is his true rookie. It is his true rookie, maybe. But the Select England kit for the Euros, that's got to top it, in my opinion. Why would you want a picture of Rashford in his Man United jersey, a horizontal card, or you can have the first Select in his... It's got the England badge on it, on the card, and it's got him in his England kit. I think that's going to be the better one for the Euros. So this is the best one in my opinion. You've also got the Select from the second year, the 16-17. This is the Terrace green, white and yellow. It's kind of like a variant of the normal one. The normal one's just got kind of a standard background. This is a different version, shorter print. You've got the Optic from 2018. You've got the Topps Premier League. Oh, what do they call this set? It's not the Premier Gold, but it's the Premier something. Pass. You've also got the Prism. This is his first Prism card. You've got the Prism 2018. Again, is going to be a really good set. You've got the Select Mezzanine, or whatever this version is called. Again, apologies. I bought all these cards ages ago that I don't actually know. I'm not too up to date with the names. And we've also got the only one that I haven't mentioned is the Topps Chrome Champions League. So these are the cards that I own of Rashford. Great player, great person. For me, and I don't think anyone would disagree, 100% getting graded. So there's quite a few cards there, but 100% Marcus Rashford getting graded. I could sell them and hold them for later competitions. It might be even better to have them for the 2026 World Cup in USA, but we'll have to see. Or is the 2026 Qatar? The USA one, anyway. You've got Qatar next and then USA. So, next up, we've only got a few players left now. We're going to go with this guy, Mason Greenwood. So, these are the cards I own of Mason Greenwood. These are probably the ones that I'd recommend picking up. I don't have any of the top Chronicles sets, in that I don't have the Pitch Kings and I don't have the rookie ticket from the Contender series. If you got those, great, fantastic cards. Slightly out of my price budget in terms of I like to kind of spread my bets a little bit. I don't like to spend £200 on a player that young, although I do believe in him. I think these are good cards to have that are slightly on the cheaper end. So this is his Topps Now rookie card. Has got the rookie card logo, which is great. It was one of the earlier Topps Now cards to have the rookie card logo, if not the first. And you've got the Panini. They didn't call it Premier League. I think they called it Panini Football 2020, but it was the 1920 album, basically. So I've got 3 of the stickers and I've got 5 of the cards. Now for me, I'm probably going to go with Nice to Have. Now I might move that up. The reason I'm going to go with Nice to Have is I don't know if he's going to... Well, he's not going to start every game, in my opinion. There's going to be more experienced players that will probably start over him. At the moment, he's playing on the sort of the right wing for Manchester United. So you have to think he's probably going to be up against Sancho and he's going to be up against Sterling over on the right. Is he going to get in ahead of those? No. Can he come on as a striker? Potentially. He's got Tammy Abraham. He's got other people to kind of compete with him on that. Obviously, as well as Kane being up front. Kane's unlikely to kind of... Well, very unlikely to not start in important games. So for me, he's going to go Nice to Have because I think I could hold those cards for a long, long time. But it might be that I should get graded and grade half of them. That is slightly cheating, thinking about what we're doing here. But maybe I change that in a bit later on. Maybe I get some of them graded, but not all of them. Next up, we have Raheem Sterling. So this is his Select 2015 card. Now, I did actually pay quite a lot for this. I think I paid about £30 for this Panini Select. And then we have the Mojo Refractor of the Russia 2018 Prism. Very, very good cards to own, in my opinion. I think the Select 2015 is probably one of the better ones. And then I do actually have his rookie sticker as well, where he's playing for, where he used to play for Liverpool. So he started at Liverpool. So these are my picks for Raheem Sterling. Now, Raheem Sterling, for me, we've got a lot of... I suppose he's slightly more... Or he is more experienced than some of the younger lads. We have got a lot of younger lads coming in around sort of the 18, 20 mark. For me, he's going to be 100% getting graded. I think he's brilliant. I think he's one of the best England players that we have. Experienced. He's played in the high-pressure games for England, for Man City. So for me, he's 100% getting graded. I think he's going to be one of the England heroes. He's going to get goals, assists. So for me, easy one, in my opinion. One of the easiest ones. Easiest picks I've made. Sterling, 100% getting graded. He's not going to have as long of a career now as on the international side of things as someone like Greenwood or Bellingham. Just due to age. Now, next up, we've got a couple of cards for Jack Grealish. This is his 2014 to 15 Topps Premier League card. And then you've got the 2016 Topps Merlin Premier League sticker. So these are obviously when Topps had the rights to the Premier League. Panini now have the rights to the Premier League. And Topps now have the rights to the Champions League and so on. So they're kind of the owners of the rights kind of chop and change. But at the time, Topps and Merlin had the rights at the time. Now for Grealish, I'm going to go with should get graded. I may increase that to 100% getting graded, but it might be that because we've got quite a few cards now in not getting graded and 10 only, we might be able to push that one up. But still young. I don't know what kind of Gareth Southgate's problem is with picking him. He's not been starting every single game. Every game he's played, he's been brilliant in. So, not sure with that one. But, in my opinion, he should get graded. Now, next up, we just have the one card for Mason Mount. Unlikely to get a 10 with this one. The centering is a little off from left to right. You can see the left border is thinner. Mason Mount. Now, he's young. He is liked by Gareth Southgate. He 100% will be on the plane. If he starts, I don't know if he'll start every game. Probably the majority of them, I would have thought, as a kind of a centre attacking midfielder. He's not going to get a 10, so I'm probably not going to put him in the 10 only category. I could put him in nice to have, but I might go with should get graded, only because I've got the one card. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with nice to have because I don't think it's going to get a 10. But a PSA 9 of this I think will still sell well. I packed that in a Panini Chronicles pack, which I paid about 30 quid for, or £28 I think I paid for it. And that's maybe a £35, £40 card at the moment. Oh, wait, hang on. I've got 2 Raheem Sterlings. I don't know why I've got 2 Raheem Sterlings, but that's a bit strange. Okay, finally, for the last card, I've got Harry Kane. I have actually, at the time of making this video, I have actually invested in cards that are yet to come. But I've gone for a couple of, maybe 1 Prism card. I've gone for 2 Match Attacks. I've gone for 1 Select, 1 Prism, and then 2 Match Attacks, I think, and a Topps card. Harry Kane is 100%. He should be the hero. He's the captain of England. If we do well in the Euros, a lot of the, if he scores goals, he was the Golden Boot winner for the World Cup. For me, absolutely no doubt with this one. 100% getting graded. So this is his Topps Living Set card. The print run was 345. Very low print run considering. If you're looking at Moukoko, 43,300 cards of this printed. And this is the Topps 2015. Yeah, 2015. Topps Premier League 2015. Topps Merlin even probably. Yeah. 2015 sticker. So one of his rookie stickers. So this is his rookie sticker. There is a Premier Club, I think, from 2015, Topps as well, which you can go for. Great cards. You don't see a lot of them on eBay. Definitely recommend picking that up if you can. 100% getting graded. Now, we've gone through the cards and we've got our list. 100% getting graded. So we've got the Trent, which we only had 1 card for. We got Rashford, which we had about 8. Sterling, which we only had 3. And then Harry Kane, which we only had 2. So we're probably looking at about 23 cards. I don't know what hang on. How have I come up with that? 2, 5, and then we said 8, 13, 14. Why have I come up with that? 14 cards we've got roughly. I don't know if that was spot on. 14, 15 cards. So we're looking at £150-ish, maybe a little bit more. Maybe round it up to 175. Got £175 spend on getting those particular cards graded. I'm gonna push Henderson up into. Well, we can leave him where it is. Okay, we'll push Henderson up. We'll push Dyer up. And I think that's our list. If you look at the nice to haves, you've got Declan Rice. He's going to be involved in future England setups. You've got Tammy's in there. Again, going to be involved in future England setups. Reece James, same again. Rooney, potentially just get him graded with other cards. You've got Mason Greenwood, again, going to be involved in future England setups. Probably will be a starter at some point later down the line. Mason Mount, I could probably push him into should get graded. Stones I'm happy with at 10 only. Probably 100% getting graded just because I think he is a 10, but I'll leave him where he is. Jude Bellingham not getting graded, happy with that. Hudson-Odoi not getting graded, I'm happy with that. Maddison, I'm happy with that. And Sancho, cards already graded. So I'm pretty sure I'm happy with that list. So in my head, if I sell a couple of cards, I'm quite happy to get the 100% getting graded, and should get graded. So I'll probably end up sending Grealish and Mount off if I can total it up, work out, spend, sell a few cards, and get those shipped. Now there is a question around waiting time. I'm absolutely not going to spend £75 a card. I would only recommend doing that if you're getting good returns on investments back. If you're going to get a 10 and the card's worth £1,000, then fine, do the £75 a card. But I just think that's so much to spend to get cards back quickly and quick enough. And the thing that I'm thinking about is if I don't get them back in time for the Euros, I have got other raw cards which I'm not going to get graded, which I can sell, and I can always save them for the World Cup. Arguably, the World Cup is probably a bigger competition than the Euros. But I'm likely to sell these cards because they're England cards to buyers in the UK or Europe. So in that sense, I don't have to worry too much. It's unlikely that I'm going to be selling cards off to the US during the World Cup. I may do, but it's likely because it's England players that I'm going to have UK buyers, which means postage cost is going to be down low and it's going to be hype anyway for the Euros as well as the World Cup. So that does it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do drop a big like on the video. If you want me to do more tier lists in the future, I actually really did enjoy this. So if you've got any ideas for tier lists for me to do, I'm happy to do them. Drop them down in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Obviously, do click the like if you did enjoy it. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks very much.